Yo, what up? It's Kills.
This is Jared back at it again for another episode of Bikini Bottom Banter. And this week we did the 2 episode Something Smells and Bossy Boots. Alright, so Something Smells. Right off the bat. It's a classic.
Instant classic.
So Spongebob, it's Sunday morning in Bikini Bottom, and Spongebob has a day off from work, so essentially he wants to make a sundae on Sunday, but he doesn't have the necessary things for an ice cream sundae. Like traditionally ice cream, bananas if you want to put it in there. I think peanuts because I
whipped
think
cream, fudge,
all the good stuff. Ooh, I'm about to have a sundae after this.
Joe fire, right?
But so instead he uses, and let me just pull this up because I took tabs on. Okay, so instead of ice cream, he uses ketchup.
Yeah.
Instead of hot fudge or caramel on it, he uses onions, and he doesn't have peanuts.
Oh my god!
So instead, he uses a peanut plant, so soil from the peanut plant.
He put the whole plant in there.
Whole plant in there with the soil, mixes it all together, and he eats it. Ew. He literally eats it. He's like, ah.
Yeah,
like the kitchen in the
like
background.
Sunday morning,
Gary was like, oh. He doesn't even have a nose, and he smelled that ish.
Exactly.
So SpongeBob is basically going throughout Bikini Bottom, just
pestering people like usual.
Yup, but he has bad breath now. He comes to Patrick, who doesn't have a nose, and he comes to the conclusion, well, maybe it's just because you're ugly. Which is a terrible thing to say.
Crazy.
And essentially it's SpongeBob coming to terms that, by the end that he just has bad breath, but he's under the impression that he's ugly. Mm-hmm. So I would go into a nitty gritty, but they involve the jokes. So we'll start off with
we'll probably tell the rest of the story as we go through our jokes.
100%. So, what's your favorite joke, Keels?
So
I know there's a lot in here.
There is a lot. Man. So SpongeBob and Patrick are going through the city or going through the Bikini Bottom or whatever, and they're trying to figure out why everybody is running from SpongeBob.
Yep.
So they come, like Jared said, they come to the conclusion that SpongeBob is ugly. So so SpongeBob hides away in his room. Oh, he's all dramatic. He's got a cape. I don't know where do they pull that from? Is that the old Dracula? Okay,
it's
that's
Dracula.
The old Dracula movies where
so
he's
playing on the piano,
right, playing a grand organ or a piano. It's like brr, 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 brr. So he's doing that to hide away from the fact that he's ugly, and then Patrick tries to cheer him up. He's like, "Oh, I'm gonna tell you a story. It's called the Ugly Barnacle. Once upon a time, there was what?
You said it wrong.
How?
It's once there was an ugly barnacle. He was there once upon a time. I'm like, don't ruin the formula.
You ruined it, and you interrupted me and then ruined the story.
It's called the Ugly Barnacle. Once there was an ugly barnacle. He was so ugly that
I didn't even get to that part. It's just whatever you interrupted me about. I didn't get to the nitty gritty.
You said once upon a time. I'm like, hold the brakes. Once upon a time.
Oh my god. It's the same thing.
No.
He was so ugly that everyone died. The end.
There you go.
How?
Bravo!
I can't even get through the story because you interrupted me.
Okay.
Man, but why would you even tell that story?
Dude.
I want to know if it's a real story or not.
Wait, you know what? What if there's an actual kid's book, The Ugly Barnacle? It's 2 pages. So, okay. But yeah, hands down, The Ugly Barnacle, and then that leads into, I think my favorite joke. When they're on, because they come to terms, and Patrick's like, you're not going to feel better until you get this thing off your chest. I'm ugly. You're ugly and what? Square? No. Proud. Say it louder. I'm ugly and I'm proud. Louder. I'm ugly and I'm proud. Take it away, Keels. Squidward on the...
He was like, oh, is that what they call it?
Yeah. Yo, I remember randomly this popped in my head at work once. I was driving. I was like, I gotta hear it. I'm ugly and I'm proud. Like, yo, that is an hilarious joke. A follow-up when they go to the movie theater.
Hold on.
What's up?
Is that like a double-layered joke?
I'm ugly and I'm proud?
Yeah.
How so?
So they say I'm ugly and I'm proud, right? And so then Squidward's like, oh, is that what they call it? Like, don't they have like a gay like I'm gay and I'm proud, or like
they do?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Wow.
Look at the undertones there. Okay. Facts. But I guess it makes sense for Squidward's response now too. Ah, look at that.
Wow.
Just discovered a joke from like over 20 years ago. I like it.
Oh, that's crazy.
But yeah, and then it leads them when they go to the movie theater. It's like, what do you want to do? Let's go to catch a movie. Yeah. Oh my gosh. There's so many jokes in here when he's communicating with the people in the audience. Burns the lady's face.
He's like, excuse me, if my ugliness distracts you, please let me know. No, not at all, boy. He took one limit, yo. So he's like, he's burning faces off. He's making everybody's face like turn misfigured.
Oh my gosh.
And then he drove everybody out of the theater.
I'll add this. Have you ever seen that scene where the dude freaks out, where he makes that like weird noise in other languages?
No. No, I haven't.
My sister used to show me this. If you listen to it in other languages, it's hilarious.
I'm gonna have to check it out.
Oh my gosh, like it's different too. So for any of our viewers too, check that out.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh man, and yeah, I guess that leads into. Oh yeah, they go outside and. Because Patrick's hungry, of course.
Yeah.
Trying to get a snack, and he gives, Patrick the sundae, and now Patrick has bad breath.
Oh my God! They go to the bathroom, and they're like, "Oh, excuse me, is this the line for the bathroom?" And then the breath comes. It's like this, like dark green sewage like color.
Oh man!
And I'm like, "You trying to kill us?" Yo, they're just. They're driving everyone out of the theater, and then eventually they're like, what's it called? Since Patrick got the bad breath, now SpongeBob can smell it. Yep. And so they're like, wait, we're not ugly, we just stink.
Oh gosh.
And so they're like rejoicing in the fact that they're not ugly, and they still got bad breath, and so it's like turning into like this thick smoke in it.
Funk.
Right, and so it fills up the bathroom, and then it just burns the movie theater down. Hilarious.
Also, that dude, I'm gonna add this bit in. Also, that dude with the making the face, meme-worthy moment.
Yeah, it is. It is a meme-worthy moment.
But yeah, no, they burned down the entire theater with their stank.
Yeah, man, that's crazy.
That's a crazy ending. I put that in the notes too, like, what a crazy ending.
That was a crazy ending.
It smelled so bad.
Yo, that's crazy.
That they burned the theater, and then... they meet Squidward at the end, too. It's like, guess what, Squidward? We stink! But you were saying that's something that you would change, right?
Yeah, I would have had, like, a scene to where Squidward smells the smell like everybody else does.
Yep.
So that would be the only thing I would change.
I'm trying to think. The only thing that I would change... See, I feel like... See, but you have to have it... I just feel like SpongeBob's smart enough to be like, why are you... Like, I would change the ingredients for a sundae. Or...
Yeah, okay, yeah.
But that's not even something I would change. That's the thing. It's hard... Like, this is an episode where I think it plays out just as is. Like, it's solid. I couldn't think of anything.
It's a classic episode.
And then...
You gotta go over me-worthy moments. There's like more than like 3. I have more than 3.
In Something Smells?
Yeah.
Or in Bossy Boots?
No, Something Smells.
All right, so we mentioned the one dude with the face. What else do you have for your meme worthy? Because I have that as mine.
That's your only one?
Yeah.
Wow. So they're in the theater, and then after SpongeBob is talking to the different fish or whatever, trying to like be all humble, like, oh, hey, I'm ugly, da da da. And so they're trying to like brush him off, and then Patrick's getting mad. And so he just lifts SpongeBob up in the air, and then he's like, look at it!
That's right!
Look at it! I want all of you to look at it!
Heels.
That's I think that might be the meme-worthy moment.
You're right. I need to revoke my SpongeBob card because I completely forgot about looking at it. Like, yo, look at it! You literally, as you were saying it, I'm like, that's right.
Yeah, man. I'm ugly and I'm proud. That's one.
Yeah.
Let's see. I said walking up with smelly breath. Oh, that was the scene in the bathroom. It was like, you trying to kill us.
Oh yeah.
And then that's the blue guy.
Oh, when Patrick's in the bathroom, another like side joke when he's like, I'm out of soap, can you stay back? I just want to here, take my money. Take it, and just go away. Like,
yeah, that guy.
My hands aren't that dirty. Like, yeah. Patrick.
And then SpongeBob smells the smell, and then he's like, jeez, Patrick, what did you eat? He's like, some roast beef, chicken, pizza.
Yeah, we were mentioning this, yeah.
Oh, man, that was funny.
Well, you were actually, see, for true SpongeBob fans, because even as a kid, when he says that, any normal person who's not a fan would go like, oh, he's naming it like everything he ate in the day. But if you're a real SpongeBob, like I always knew this as a kid, and you were mentioning it too, when Patrick said some roast beef, some chicken, a pizza, bet you he had that this morning.
Yeah.
And what did the next thing? Some roast beef, some
chicken, a pizza.
What, Patrick? What are you? He opens up the fridge. He's like, yeah, this will do.
That's funny.
Yo.
But all right, that's all I got for Something Smells.
Yeah. Now I'm excited for Bossy Boots, and I say that because we're gonna get business savvy. We gotta talk some business to you guys real quick. So, Mr. Krabs has his daughter Pearl coming to help out the Krusty Krab to increase business sales.
Uh-huh.
Now, her grand plan is she wants to make the Krusty Krab more lively. That includes dumping money into getting new uniforms, getting a new look, changing the aesthetic, and
try to make it a hip place to go.
Yup, for teens. Now, that's pretty much the gist of the episode, but then SpongeBob realizes that a part of the Krusty Krab is missing when doing that, and he eventually has to make the unfortunate conclusion of firing Pearl, which Mr. Krabs is also in on.
Yeah.
So, now, we say business savvy, like, I feel like you want to talk about the because you were asking.
Yeah, we'll talk about it first. So so tell them about the changes. Tell people about the changes.
Because I wrote down some notes.
Okay.
All right. So I'm thinking of it from this perspective.
Well, hold on. You got to tell them the changes. What did Pearl change?
Okay. So when Pearl came to the Krusty Krab, she changed the uniform, which means buying uniforms. I should have a cha-ching with all of these. What
were the uniforms?
The uniforms. So the uniforms were these tie-dye colors with like K's that are like right underneath them.
It was like a onesie.
And it was a onesie. So keep in mind these are custom uniforms for all three members of the Krusty Krab. Yet Pearl, I don't think had one. I don't think.
Because that's she ain't worked there.
True. She was just making the changes, so that's an expense.
Yeah.
Then you also have the decor alone. Which is like an expense within itself.
So they got like beanbag chairs.
Yep.
Brand new tables.
Music.
Yeah, they're playing music. So they had to hook up a stereo system. What else? What she changed the carpets. The
carpeting changed.
Carpeting walls.
But
and then she decorated Mr. Krabs' office pretty much the same way.
But here's the biggest problem that I have with this business plan that I looked at. I was like, nah, my dead alert goes off.
Oh, don't forget she changed the menu.
But that's what I was going to say. She changed the menu. Now, keep in mind, the Krusty Krab menu has various items of like, get a double Krabby Patty, get some coral bits, things like that.
Yeah,
things that like variety. Though.
Right, the burger, shakes, fries.
And from a business perspective, it entices you to get a Krabby Patty with fries, make it a whole meal. Because Pearl changes the menu to literally salad and tea, we'll get into salad.
What was the price?
The price for salad was $2.
The tea was what?
Was $1.
Was $1.
So my business alert. Listen, if this was Shark Tank, I'd be like, nah, we're gonna have to pull it out. But I'm just saying, I feel like, and especially because she's now, I'll say this with Pearl, she is definitely targeting the teen audience who has that funds, but you're also steering away a huge chunk of your audience who are used to the Krusty Krab food. Yeah. And I think it was kind of set in stone when the older couple were like, you must have sold the place. Yeah. So
that lets you know that the Krusty Krab has been in the community for
a while.
Shoot, 50, 60 years probably, because they were like the older fish.
Yep. And then here's the biggest thing. If your menu is only salad and tea, well, think about the families that you could be bringing in. That's a whole chunk of the audience who's not.
That's not even going to pay for the uniforms alone.
It's not. Like I give it 2 months, maybe even 3 months. 2 months, because you have your first month where you report your profits, and then from that point you have to increase. Like most businesses, Pearl is going to either add something to the menu, or she's going to have to, by force, increase the pricing for the salad and tea, which will not work because you're going to still alienate that audience.
What would you add?
Chapter 11.
What would you add to the menu? Because I feel like that's just the biggest. That was the biggest thing. So what would you add?
Given the aesthetic or something, cookies, like something like that.
You're adding more like snack type. Just what? You gotta have food with it.
But that's what I'm saying. Like you literally, it's designed in a way where like you have to have food. But given that aesthetic, I would have honestly done the Krusty. No, I wouldn't have changed the menu. I would have kept everything. This is how Pearl could have saved money.
I would have changed the menu.
Why didn't she just keep the menu and just add the salad and tea to the menu?
That's true. I would have changed the menu. It would have had a hamburger, cheeseburger, and some type of artisan burger or whatever.
And a kids meal.
Add the kids meals. Add the kids meals.
Families in.
And then I would have added like a chicken option or something.
Right.
Like a salad or a chicken salad, something like that.
Something else. Yeah, and this I don't know if you've ever seen this episode of SpongeBob where Mr. Krabs sells the Krusty Krab and they turn it into the Krabby on Monday.
Ooh, it's a later episode, maybe.
So that was like the biggest thing that I got where I was like, wow, like if you really turn the Krusty Krab, and they made it like a Friendly's aesthetic thing, and I'm like, interesting.
Okay, yeah.
Which would work, and I feel like the business decisions there, it's like, yeah, but Pearl. Nah, she f***ed it up. Like, I'll say it straight up. Like, she put them in debt. When Mr. Krabs is like, what would we do without these headlights? Or these place settings on every last table? It's hip. It's coral. It's losing money. All right.
So going into that, what are your favorite jokes?
Okay. So, favorite joke, hands down, is like when it's butchering SpongeBob's native tone of making a Krabby Patty, and he's like, no buns. Okay, no patty. Yeah, this is the hippest thing. And the way he drops it on the table when... All right, so... Yeah. SpongeBob originally brings out 2 Krabby Patties. Pearl tells him, go in the back kitchen and make it a salad. So he takes away the bun, the patty, and he just drops, he comes back, the driest 2 salads. Like, the way it just, the 2 plates.
Broke his soul.
Like, also, real talk, like, yeah, that is a salad.
Yeah.
Lettuce and tomato. But that just leaves lettuce and tomato. Exactly. Like, what about you?
Man, I got a lot. So, Pearl comes and they're coming up with new names for the Krusty Krab. Yep. So they go with the cuddly crab, the killer crab.
Oh, that's right.
The kooky crab.
The kissy crab. The king crab. The candy crab.
Oh my god. The curly crab.
Creepy crab.
Yeah, that's the one I was thinking of. The creepy crab.
He has a whole brain.
Let's see. I forget so he was making the Krabby Patties, right? To take to the customers. And so he was like, the grill may be hot, but I'm hotter.
Oh my
I just found that funny. He made his own sound effects.
Yeah.
Again, Pearl tells him to take the Krabby Patties back. She was like, and make a salad. He's like, a salad? What is it? What is the Davy Jones' locker is a salad?
How about that SpongeBob's going almost like over 20 years in his life has never had a salad?
Never had a salad. That's crazy.
Insane.
He was like, hey, buddy, did you come in from the Doofus convention?
Oh, that's right. The people in Bikini Bottom.
Yo, they are grimy. They are grimy.
Oh, also, speaking of the people in Bikini Bottom, the cops. I love how when Squidward takes off his uniform, the cop just comes, puts the ticket on his junk, wow. All right.
Let's see. So Mr. Krabs is figuring out that Pearl is just losing the Krusty Krab money.
Oh my gosh.
And so he sets up SpongeBob to fire Pearl. And so he's like, Pearl, come with me. And so they're walking, and he's like, I don't know how to do this. He's talking to himself. I don't know how to do this. You just got to say it. Pearl, you're fired. And then before he can say anything, Pearl she's basically like trying to quit. She's like, I'm doing all this stuff to get fired.
Yep.
And then he finally fires her. Mr. Krab is on the other side of the door. He's like, oh, he did it. He passes out. And they're like, oh, okay, let me go tell Mr. Krabs that I fired Pearl. Walks in, he's all passed out. And he's like, oh, Mr. Krabs. He pulls out a 20, waves it in front of him. He's like, is that a 20? He woke up. He stuffed it in his pocket.
See, that led into the meme-worthy moment because right before he fires her, that scene of the safe with the spider web.
Yeah.
Meme-worthy moment. Yeah, that safe opening up and there's nothing but a spider web. Get on with the spider.
Yo, that spider said.
Yo. Also, back up for the joke, hands down, when he's like, look, he's in the new Krusty Krab uniform, and he's like, oh, sweet Neptune, how can it get any worse? And he looks in the mirror, looks back at himself, it's for the best.
Yeah, that's funny. My meme worthy is just like how he pronounced salad. He said salad. People at my school were saying salad, and people still say it here and there.
I'm about to go to a restaurant.
Like, do you have a salad? Do you have a salad? Like, sir.
So what would you change? Because I do have
I wouldn't change anything.
Really?
This was a perfect episode for me.
All right. So this is the only thing I would change. The dilemma is at the very end. He's stuck with all this new, like, groovy, like, Krusty Krab gear and everything. And SpongeBob ends up taking it home with him. And being like, oh, and it only cost me 1 year's salary. And I'm thinking to myself, wait a minute.
Yo, he's paying Mr. Krabs.
Right. Like, he's constantly paying Mr. Krabs for, like, this stuff. But I'm thinking, why didn't they just change the ending to giving it, or not even giving away, just selling it to the teens? Yeah. Like, I don't know. I would have changed that. All right. So, yeah, very solid episode. Yo, season 2, I'm telling you.
Man.
It's coming in close.
Crazy.
Is it going to go down as the best season of SpongeBob, though? Stick with us and find out.
We'll see.
So until next time, this is Jared.
All right, this is Kills.
Another episode of Bikini Bottom Banter in the bag.
Yeah, peace out.
Thanks for tuning in to another fantastic episode of Bikini Bottom Banter. Don't forget to follow Bikini Bottom Banter on TikTok and Instagram for even more content. Subscribe to them on YouTube and Anchor, plus turn on bell notifications to be updated on their latest episode. And if you've got your own jellyfishing stories or favorite SpongeBob moments, remember to share them with us. You might just hear them on our next episode. So until then, stay bubbly, keep smiling, and remember, subscribe to Bikini Bottom Banter to know all the under the sea.